the way I've used Capacitar in my ministry is we live on the border, and there's a lot of women whose husbands have been taken, whose husbands have been killed, whose children, they've come in and shot up the place, and it's just people like it, a suspended animation. Women who have had a scare with cancer, you know, who can't sleep at night. Women who suffer all sorts of trauma, parents who have a child who has cancer and not knowing how to deal with it, you know, and you just walk in and there's this maze of emotions, and the children are always receptive to all of this, always feeling what's happening. And so what I go in there and I just, basically, the one I find most helpful is the holds, because I can pray with them and I can tell them, you know, I'm doing this, you know, and I'm calling on God to help me. And I cover myself with His precious blood. And I tell them this is what I'm doing, and I go and there's a lot of release that happens. A lot of, they say, oh, I was so tied up here and now I feel so good. And also with people who are dying, you know, they're no longer conscious, but their bodies are just, you know, in this state of just restlessness. And one time they were thinking of putting heroin into them to just calm them down, and I said, let me try this. And so I did the holes, and that person relaxed, and I said, you know, if he should do this again, this is what you do. And they called me a while later and they said he died very peacefully, and he was hearing us. We knew he was aware of us. And so it works with children too. You know, I teach them how to do this, and say, you know, when your mom and your dad are stressed and you want to and do this, they're excited about it and they go and they do it. But you know, with the finger holes, and sometimes men are real strong, they don't want to cry, and yet, you know, and I was doing the finger holes starting off, and then I said, I was holding it, and I said, you know, you're probably, you know, in great pain because of what has happened to your daughter, your son, you know. And then when it came to this one, and I said, and it must make you angry that you can't do anything. Here you are, you're so strong, and you can't protect your son, you can't protect your daughter, you know. And it was just pulsing like mad, and tears came down his eyes. And you know, and the tension between the parents was resolved. The little kid slept like a baby, whereas before he was just, you know, I guess picking up on all the energy around him. But I find it sometimes even to pray with people. You know, I do the holes, I relax them, and I'm a spiritual director, so you know, then you know, you get to talk to them about where is God in all of this, and they are so relaxed. They blend right in, they chime right in with God, the presence of God, because it's so peaceful to them. You know, so it's a lot of trauma that goes on the border, and then just people saying, I need to talk, I need to pray. Yeah, okay, let's pray. You know, and let me do this, and we go through that, and it's just a time for them to just cry and cry and cry and cry, and then take them into the prayer of the imagination, and God works in all things, you know. And in this situation, it's just amazing to me how the body is just such a miracle, you know, and just telling them about the different holes and trying them on myself as well, you know, and it's just an awesome moment, you know. It's being at funerals, you know, just going across the border, and everything is stressful because they've purposely the coffin has been delayed, everything has been delayed. You know, everything is like made so that the persons will suffer more. And so it's just going in that arena, and I don't know, I just love the holes because they're effective, but also it's the touch. I think it's the touch that is so powerful for people. It's just so soothing, you know, and then the prayer, and then just the breathing out, breathing in, and just, I can't say enough. You know, I feel so blessed to be able to work with women, and then we do the Tai Chi, and a lot of widows come, and we do all of this. People who are lost someone, it's just the inability to sleep, just, and so I talked with them and I said, you know, just tell me if you can sleep tonight. And I asked them the next day, like a baby, you know, it's, I'm so grateful for this. I wish I had had this when my mom was dying, you know, that I would have had a few other things to offer. And there was this young man who was dying, and I know that he had issues with his mother. And so as I was, and I wasn't even saying anything. I was thinking, I was praying as I was holding, you know, and then I was thinking, you know, I know you had a lot of anger with your mom. You know, give that over to Jesus now. And his middle finger was just throbbing. It's almost like, and he was unconscious, you know, but that was still very much a part of what was going on in him. And so after I did that for a while, you know, what came to me was like just sobbing, inner crying, and just releasing all that pain, you know, and he died. But I think in greater peace.